Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Traveling the World using Google Maps Street View imagery. Today, I can proudly say we are in a city that is very close to me, that I like very much, that I've visited frequently over the past couple of years, and I'm very excited to show it to you today. In front of you, you have a map of the city of Riga in the borders of 2024. And the red crooked arrow shows you what I've planned to do. We're going to be bridge hopping. Bridge hopping is an activity I have invented where you explore a city by crossing its bridges. Now, Riga has a big river in its middle. The name of the river is Dadu. We can have a look. Daugava River, which, by the way, explains why this Latvian city is called Daugavpils. But anyway, Riga today. And yeah, so we're gonna start at the very outskirts of Riga, travel, closer to the center, cross to the other side via this middle island here, which is, I believe, somewhere also where Riga's TV tower is, which is an exciting thing to see. Then cut in the center proper, go through the old town or what's left of it, and move outwards. Now, I don't know the exact route I'm planning to take, other than ending up at these bridges. But I think it's gonna be fine, and I think we're gonna have a great time and listen to stories and fairy tales that my fathers and grandfathers have told me over the last couple of 100 years. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Now, I want to start at this intersection, which is the intersection that if you take a Flixbus from Vilnius to Riga, you're going to be inevitably taking. Here, of course, cities in Eastern Europe that perhaps are not particularly well known for having well invested into their infrastructure build the streets that go out of the city particularly well, so that people that arrive in the city have a good first impression, and that's what counts, right? By the way, my hair is a bit wet. It's not a new gel style that I'm running with. It's just a bit wet, and just before some of you are gonna roast me in the comments for pretending to be someone that I'm not, which is a person with gel hair. But anyway, here we are on a Latvian road. Yes, my friends, a Latvian road. What distinguishes a Latvian road from a road in another European country? I leave that question to be answered for you in the course of this journey. The first thing that I would like to tell you is that if you are in an urban area and there's a big chunk of water, whether it's the sea or a river, often you don't even notice it right until you cross on the bridge over it, like right until you're there, which is somewhat a bit of a pity, because a city should make its natural resources like free and to be seen from all sorts of angles. But once you're here on this river, the river itself, in all of its majestic beauty, really helps you and makes you forget all the pain you had been going through sitting in that Flixbus from Vilnius for an endless amount of hours. This is Riga TV Tower, by the way. If you see this the first time, I know how you feel. But let's keep on crossing. This bridge, by the way, is called Dienvidotilt. I hope I pronounced this not correctly, but somewhat correctly. And it's the first of 4 bridges today. These street lights with the band have the Latvian flag here. It almost looks as if the white is transparent. Usually the Latvian flag has white between 2 burgundy. And it looks very transparent, doesn't it? Maybe it's just the image. So yeah, here we are already over the bridge and we stay on track. And I would say in this part of town, I would not necessarily venture now just into the outskirts or just like far away from, you know, where I actually want to go. I would like to stay on track, which I have now failed because it is so complicated to stay on track here. But back we are. Nope. Let's move this way. Rolling into Riga, just like this. Okay, let's stay down here. Google has sent so many times before really its own plan of what's going on here. These kind of houses have been built for residents and nowadays are mainly advertising billboards, which is the last kind of use the Latvian government could squeeze out of them. And also, by now, we know how common these weather blobs are. One click, the world is going down, dark skies. You go further, it's the brightest of days. Let's go to the main road. This road leads to Riga bus station, leads to Riga city center, leads to really kind of everywhere. The beauty of big roads that they have so many lanes that one of them will eventually go where you want to go if you just go for long enough. One mistake I should not make now is to miss the other bridge, but it seems we are far away from it. I know I have said I'm an expert, but yeah, I know these streets from a passenger, which really doesn't involve any driving from a passenger perspective. So forgive me if I get lost once in a while. A little bit of sightseeing on the road. Christian Orthodox Church. Subaru car dealership. And the kind of hodgepodge of everything together is really what attracts me to the city. The contrasts, the sort of newness of some parts of it and the run-downness of some other parts of it. It's really pleasant. Very visually stimulating. It's also, compared to Paris, for example, which of course is much bigger in population, but not so much in terms of size. If not, Riga is much bigger than Paris. I believe it has something like 300 square kilometers. And Paris only a third of that. Yes, we were on this underpass, now we are on the bridge. In the background, best building of all time, Riga's Palace of Science and Culture, is it? How is it called? Actually, I should know this. Well, I know that this building is there. I know it's some kind of university, but I actually can't tell you. Palace of Science, let's say. Now we have already passed the TV tower, crossing to the other side of Riga, building with a Ukrainian flag. Slava Ukraini. And we travel further. And we travel back. and we travel further, and we travel back. Here now, this is really messy now, isn't it? Here now we are basically on an island, which is exciting in and by itself. And I think that I myself should relax a little bit. Because like my heart is beating 1/10 of an inch quicker just by being here. And you know, I'm here on Google Maps, so what's the big deal, you ask? No, there is a big deal and it means something. This guy is riding a Bolt scooter, which is an Estonian scooter, IT software company basically, but they have started with food or scooters, basically like Uber, but not Uber. And yeah, we have crossed the Daugava River successfully, and also successfully the first time that I was able to jump back up on the bridge. That's why they call me the bridge hopper proper. I hope that another difference you will notice. Oh, what's going on with me today? Throwing all these words together. Another difference to note is that the scale of the streets here, a bit further out of the city center, is very different compared to what's to come. It will get much smaller, however still big. And I should try to stay on track, but I really wanted to show you this drum depot. Look at these. They kind of remind me of like a old glass Pepsi bottle. It just looks like there's nothing in this world that could damage them, you know? It's just one block of steel. And it's a beautiful autumn day too. So we're really lucky. We are on the, I guess what is usually called the other side of the river, because, you know, touristic life and, well, mainly touristic life in Riga happens on the other side of the river, and then you're usually there, and then you say, let's go to the other side of the river, or you don't, because there's actually not much to do here. Other than to, travel around here, just like I do. But absolutely beautiful streets. I mean, who needs Paris? And I'm not saying this in any way ironically. I mean it. Wonderful new bike paths. I hope you forgive me that I have to check the map once in a while. I have not been on this street, which I know makes me seem a bit hypocritical, because I have just proclaimed how well of an expert I am in Riga, but guys, experts fail. That makes them experts. I wish I would have pronounced this better. But yeah, some of you have already spotted something strange in the distance. I will tell you what it is in a second. This railway tram connection leads to, well, another bridge that we unfortunately cannot cross. But we don't have to wait for so long. Look at this. It's really the time now to stop the video, look at it, and tell me that you have seen something like this before. It's the National Library. of Latvia, built by a Latvian architectural office. Already quite some time ago, I don't know how long, 10, 15, 20 years. Massive, beautiful building that derives its form from something in Latvian mythology. What that is, I don't know. I don't think it's a mountain. Latvia is extremely flat, and so is the humor of the people, but that's where we like them. Absolutely beautiful. Now, there's only one thing that would make this building look even more beautiful, that is to look at it from the other side. This bridge here is what I would call the main bridge, because it leads straight to the city center. Here we have the science palace, in front we have the old market, in front of the market is the bus station. And in the end of the day you will realize that Riga has everything you need. And I wish we could say this about Daugavpils too, but maybe one day Daugavpils, one day. But here we have it, the beautiful library, couple of new constructions on the side. And yeah, I don't know, it seems often to me that the other side in Riga has been built somewhat just to look at it from this side, because you have this big library, you had this big building here, which you can spot with the Ukrainian flag, which is some kind of office or ministry. And yeah, it's really pleasant. And you have, of course, these skyscrapers here in the sunset. Oh, how beautiful. Here it goes into Riga Old Town. I don't know if we have time to go there. Yeah, come on. I'll show you a little bit. I'm so hesitant because all of this deserves a journey on its own. Should have gone here. A journey on its own, which I can't really give you, but yeah, okay. Are we actually driving here with a car? Huh. Because we are... Okay, here we can drive, of course. Wesen is, yeah, 7-Eleven. This is the touristic part of Riga. There's a nicer part of Riga that maybe not many tourists go to, or certainly not when you go the first time. I think people find old towns too attractive to not stay in them. But for a young person like me, who wants something from life, at least once in a while, there's another part of Riga that I like very much. I'm really trying to stay on track here, which is not easy. Because not only does Google Maps throw us further in a strange manner sometimes, like not evenly, but also it turns us, and if I don't pay attention, then I'm going in the wrong direction, which with my luck I would notice rather later than sooner. So yeah, let's really pay attention here. I would like to not comment on that. Look at these young Latvian blokes here. Oh, let's go to the city. Get some hot dogs. Naja, but I hope you have seen that it's a very beautiful old town. And I will return here to the main road. Also because this bridge with its one massive pillar, it's kind of the golden cut, like the aesthetic, the vision. of an object. So that it is pleasing for the eye, but maybe it's actually not. It's just structural reasons. I know. Please help me. I know I want to be bridge hopping today, but kind of didn't think that I would be. Alright then. I know it's kind of cheating and it's not really what I should be doing, but who's there to judge me? Another thing that I personally think is worth just even thinking about, how big, wide is the river in the city. Here, it astonishes me every time how wide this river is. I would think this is 400, 500 meters. And additionally, you have parts like this on the other side where you can just kind of, I suppose, play frisbee. Really big frisbee nation. And it's kind of really makes it really sort of like nice. So epic view. I really like the descriptions or the vocabulary for it, but I really enjoy the sort of like idea that you can let your mind wander and like bounce off the other side. It comes back a thought and then you throw it back again, and it's kind of resonating. Like, it's not so dense, but if you want it to be dense, you can have it dense. You can go to a nice little old town cafe, but you have this contrast of this like old, I suppose it's fair to say Soviet dimension, where urban planning was very much oriented towards, just width amongst many other things, but width because, the Soviet Homo Sovieticus, Soviet human, is fit, is trained, is equipped. There was maybe good public transport, officially and unofficially. So it didn't matter so much that the city was wide. It was easier to start building a new micro-rayon, micro-district, in the suburbs than it was to attach anything to the existing old town houses. So outside of Latvian city center, every house is standing by itself. Riga's city center, my bad. But I hope you will excuse me if I just shortly look at the map again, because I think we have traveled all the bridges. I don't know how far you would like to go, but I would offer you to go a little bit further and see if we can, look at this, and see if we can end up at the water again, which I think would be a beautiful summary or addition to our little journey. Which my hopes with this were twofold. On one hand, to show you the beauties that is in Eastern European cities, and I hope there's much more to come on that matter. Give you a little bit of input, and mainly to forget about Paris. That's why we are in Riga, to forget what happened in Paris last night. And once we are through this industrial area, we should be able to cut back to the water. Maybe I'm gonna help with that shortly. That's about as far as I've ever been. outside of Riga, and I'm not disappointed. Oh yes, I think we are onto something. Sometimes it really surprises me where the Google car goes. Oh yes. Here the harbor that I'm yet to visit. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Imagine living here. Oh, I'm really amazed every time. October also just seems such a beautiful time of the year to come here. It's just also so green. I mean, so much air, so green. Yes, a lot of cars, but yeah. Muitas zona. Yeah, so really, well, the only word I know in Latvian is Sveiki, which means hello, which is now stupid to say, but maybe it also means goodbye. So, Sveiki, Sveiki, my Latvian friends. A nice city that you have there, and for the rest of you, I hope you enjoyed this journey today, and I see you all next time.